to remember all the words. Patches. 2 patches. I thought it was and just one word. 4 patches. Quarter inch seam. Rotary cutter. Ruler. Well, the inch, the measuring inch. What is the word? It's off. No, it's 1/4. A quarter an inch. A quarter an inch. A quarter an inch, and I need to do a t-shirt with a quarter an inch. Ta-da!
You have a basket full of,
2 patches.
You got a whole basket full of 2 patches. Now,
Mom, look.
I want to tell everybody, if you're working on this project with a youngster, because we did talk about that, this business of doing the rotary cutting is something that I recommend that the adults do, right? The tearing or the sewing, that's going to be something for the kids. But I think that right now, safety is key for the rotary cutter. We don't need anybody going to the hospital. Now, we are going to start, as a matter of fact, I would put these in a basket just like this, or even in a bag, in a grocery bag, and just play, let's just grab 2 of them, because we're going to take 2 of these and we're going to turn them into a 4-patch.
Can I choose the colors?
You can, but this project, I would just, it's more fun.
Talk me about the project.
Yeah, just stay with me. It's still a big secret, isn't it? We're going to make what we call 4 patches. Now, looking at this, which do you think is more appealing, this or this?
I would like this.
And because?
Because I don't like, it's not, I'm not liking, but I prefer, it's more logic to have like
diagonally.
Yeah.
It's more. So I agree. All right, now let's talk about something else that's really important, and that is the back of these. The seam allowance now for this layout, the seam allowance is going the same way. And one of the things that we're going to learn to do is to get our seams going the opposite way, and there's a reason. Let me grab another piece. Yeah, this guy right here. Do you notice how that on this one, the seam is going this way? Mm-hmm. On this one, the seam is going this way. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we're going to try to do is when we sew these together at the machine, and we put them right sides together, you're going to want to lock or nest these seams together.
What's the mean nested?
Yeah, nesting. Nesting, it means just setting next to each other or nesting close to each other. And it's a term that we use, but locking your seams is another term. So I want you to do me a favor. With your hands, I want you to feel right here with your finger. Just, do you feel a little gap?
Yeah.
All right. But if we scoot them closer, I've got now, feel that.
Oh yeah.
Right. And the goal is when we open this up to have these seams match. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. That's going to be a goal. That's the world of the quilt police. For your project, we're only going to do it sometimes. But that's the thing that you're going to start learning. So, if we were to use these 2 fabrics that we chose earlier, and we want it in this layout, the seams are both going the same direction.
Okay.
You can finger press it the opposite way. Do you see how I'm using my thumbnail?
Yeah.
And now, whenever I put these together, I have the opportunity to have the seam on the top one going one direction, and the seam on the bottom going the opposite direction. We're coming to the machine, and when we're at the machine, and fabrics will want to shift. And yes, quilters use pins. Quilters are notorious for using pins because we want things to stay put. On this project, I can't stress it enough. On this project, I don't want perfection. You're
I know,
you're
I
a
understand.
beginner, and so I want some of these to be really bad on purpose.
This project that I'm making, it's for amateur, so that's why I am now. But in future, I'm trying to learn these steps, all these tools, to push me to be a better quilter. Can I say this, Quarrel? Because I think I'm not, but yeah, we'll see.
So I'm not going to ask you to pin yet. There are ways to pin, and when we need to pin, pinning will be your friend. But I will tell you, your fingers, you will learn this, because this is new. I can tell this doesn't match just holding it in my hand right now. But all I need to do is slide it, and they bump into each other, and they lock, and I can see that that is going to lock together. So now I still want to sew with what size seam allowance? What's the size?
Yeah, quartering.
The seam allowance that we use on the machine with this foot, that is a 1/4 inch foot, so that when you put your fabric down and you lower the presser foot, from the edge of the presser foot to the needle is what size?
1/4 inch.
1/4 inch. That's just, we're going to be doing 1/4 inches like nobody's business.
I'm going to create a t-shirt, a 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch. Well, let's talk about your t-shirt. Show everybody your t-shirt. Stand there and look at the camera. It says beer, but it's because it's a bear and a deer. So it's a beer. Yeah.
Oh.
Great. As I sew this, once again, I am trying to keep my foot right here on the edge. The other thing is, I am totally fine if you're not perfect on this. This is why we're learning. I'm okay with you making a few mistakes. Now I'm just grabbing 2 more, and I'm looking and I'm going, look, if I want to make this one, I want to see the seam allowance is going that way. On this one, the seam allowance is going this way, so they will lock without me having to finger press. But I want some of these to not match.
Why? You are destroying my project.
I'm not. I'm making it perfect for the project that you are going to be making. And I'm making it more perfect for anybody who's trying this as a beginner, because I don't want anybody to go, oh, it wasn't perfect. I must take out the seam. I must redo it. So our goal is to sew a 1/4 inch. Our goal, and see this one now is, I'm just going to keep sewing so I can chain piece and bring this one in. And then just keep going, making 4 patches. But I'm going to pull them out because I need to show you a few things, all right? So here's another one. The goal is going to be to match this seam so that the one is coming towards me, one's going away from me. I'm not concerned, look at this, I'm not concerned that the edges of these fabrics match. Do you see how the edge is not matching?
Yeah.
In precision quilting, we would care about that. For this project, we don't care about that. I want this to be fun, and I want it to be something that you just get comfortable sewing and stitching.
But can I do already prepare before I start sewing?
You
Can I prepare the patch?
You can do anything you want because it's your project. You absolutely can do that. Do you see how that is perfect? Okay, that's absolutely perfect. But if you were to do it and it wasn't perfect, I don't want you to undo it. That's my message. We are in a learning mode right now. So I want you to succeed. This is your goal. But if you do some of them that look like this, do you see how that is not matching?
Yep.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
No, it was me. And I want some of these to not match. So if you want to help me on your project, Make some of them not perfect. All right?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, this one's perfect. So now look what they are. They're 4 patches, right? All right.
After this, I need to iron again?
You will, but you don't have to do that right now.
Okay.
So now it's your turn to start making some 4 patches.
Look.
Okay, it's going the same way. It's not going an opposite way, so you can't sew that one yet.
I can't?
No. Look again. This one's going that way, and this one's going that way. So let's show everybody. These are both going the same direction. So what do? Do you remember what I said? Take your finger and bring one of them the opposite direction and finger press with your thumbnail, and you'll be able to lock those together now with one going up and one going down. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Did you forget that part?
Yeah. I'm starting slowly because I wanted to understand how sewing and...
Well, I would advise everybody to go slowly, to be honest. Go ahead and sew it all the way off. And let's cut it. So there's a cutter on the machine. Now, I'm going to show everybody something that is very, very typical. And I watched you do it just then. As you came to the end of this seam, you essentially let go and just let the machine keep going. That made the seam allowance
perfect.
Go. I'm sorry, it's not. It went shorter and shorter, or skinnier and skinnier and skinnier as it went down to the end. And that's because you decided, I don't need to stay in control. I'm just going to let the machine go. And you must stay in control all the way to the end.
I told you.
Okay.
I was talking about this.
No, let's look. Let's see what you've done here, okay? Here's your first one. Look at that. Woo, woo. That's your first very perfect seam.
I knew it.
Yes. All right. All right, now let's look at this. Look really close. It is like almost there. No, look. But that's good. Remember, we wanted some of them to not be there. But do you see the difference in the two? If I was saying this is perfect.
Not perfect because...
Oh, you think... See, look at you picking on your own work now. All right? So, that's the goal. And some of these need to be really off, like I showed you. You can just mix match them and let them be off. Some of them we can match. Learn to match those seams. That's what your assignment is just to finish all of these and making 4 patches. And
can I finish next week?
You can finish next week. We will actually show everybody your 4 patches on the next episode. Okay? Should I worry about you?
I don't know. Should I?
You can be okay?
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I'm happy to not be perfect than I want to be because I'm learning and I think I understand what Ricky is trying to help me on this because before to reach the high quality you must go all stages of the quilt and of the techniques. I think it's better for me for the future.